Hello Year 1, welcome back. Today is Thursday, the 28th of January 2021. We are starting with handwriting. You should have already warmed up your hands. If not, press pause, go do it and come back. And today we are doing the letter T, the sound t, t, like in toad. Okay, and then we're also going to do the letter F, frog. Okay, we're doing them together so you can see the difference because they almost look the same, but they're not quite. So a T, remember we're doing ascenders, which means that they come up to the top line. Now T is actually a bit of a cheeky ascender because it doesn't come quite to the top. It almost touches the top. So you've got to almost touch that top line, and then you come down just like an L, give it a little flick, and then you go straight across. So you can see there's a little gap between the top line here, just a little one. All right, so it's a cheeky ascender. So just watching again, you go straight down, flick, and you go across. All right. Now, we think they're really easy, so we might rush them, but the trick is to try and get them the same. So please go and practice your T's, taking your time. So you can see my T's there. We think they're easy, but look, mine aren't all the same, so I think I rushed mine. I hope you're not rushing yours. I put a dot under my favorite and a cross under the one I didn't like. Now we're doing the letter F. Now the F does touch the top line, and it looks very similar to a T, but it comes underneath the bottom line. So watching with me, you start here and you do a little curl, go straight down to the bottom, but then you keep going and flick backwards, and then you cross it. Okay? Can you see the difference between an F and a T? The F comes underneath this line, and it has a little curl over the front there. Okay, so the F's taller, it touches the top line and it has a little curl. So watching again, you start here, you go around like a candy cane, underneath the line, and cross. Can you please go and practice your F's? Okay, you can see my F's there. And again, you've got to be careful that they don't look like T's and that your T's don't look like F's. Okay, and you've got to try and make them all the same. So this is my favorite one here. I think that's the best looking F there, but you can see, look, even that one's a bit funny. Okay, so put your dot for your favorite and your cross for your least favorite. Please take your time so that we can tell the difference between your T and your F. Off you go, go press pause, then come and join me for English. Okay, guys, so it's English time. We are going to be doing Rosie Revere. I'm going to read you another couple of pages of the book, and then we're going to be making a design. So let's see what Miss H means. Okay, so Rosie Revere, Engineer, and it's by Andrea Beattie and illustrated by David Roberts. So Rosie Revere, Engineer. This is the story of Rosie Revere, who dreamed of becoming a great engineer. In Lilla Green's classroom in Blue River Creek, young Rosie sat shyly, not daring to speak. But when no one saw her, she peeked in the trash for treasures to add to her engineer's stash. And late at night, Rosie rolled up her sleeves and built in her hideaway under the eaves. Alone in her attic, the moon high above, dear Rosie made gadgets and gizmos she loved. And when she grew sleepy, she hid them far under the bed where they'd never be seen. When Rosie was young, she had not been so shy. She worked with her hair swooping over one eye. And I'm in the way, so I'm just going to move myself up here. So see her hair swooping over one eye? And made fine inventions for uncles and aunts. A hot dog dispenser and helium pants. Now I said it pants, but it should be pants. So you can see here, helium pants means that he floats. It's a gas that makes him float. And a hot dog dispenser down here, which produces hot dogs. The uncle she loved most was Zookeeper Fred. She made him a hat to keep snakes off his head, from parts of a fan and some cheddar cheese spray, which everyone knows keeps the pythons away. Okay, so what we're doing today is we are going to design our own hat just like Rosie did. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example, which is Rosie's, but you need to do your own. Okay, so let's have a look at what we're doing. So it's Rosie Revere, engineer. Okay, so she made a hat. Now, when we're making a hat, I'm going to make myself bigger before we look at the picture. So when we're making a hat, we need to think, what is its purpose? Okay, its purpose means what is it for? All right, so that's really important when we're designing something. What is it for? So she made a hat to keep snakes off her uncle's head. We're going to have to think about what our hat will be and what its purpose is. So let's have a look. I'll make myself small again. So you can see there, she made a hat. So you have to give it a name. So she's given it the snake scarer. And the purpose of it is to keep snakes off his head. All right. So we need to give it a name and think, what is it for? Then we need to think about materials. What are we going to use to make our hat? Okay, so let's have a look at the picture there. So you can see, well, in the words, it says she used parts of a fan and some cheddar cheese spray. So you can see she's used part of the fan, then she's used a can of cheddar cheese, and you can see all the cheese is coming out. But what else has she used? I can see it looks like a doll's leg on the top of the spray. It looks like there's some handles, some wires, and a ribbon to tie it onto her head. So let's have a look. Okay, so on your piece of paper, you've got to write the title and the purpose of your hat. So Rosie wrote snake scarer to keep snakes off his head. And then on the other side of your paper, on one side, you're going to write a list of materials. So she's written parts of a fan, cheddar cheese spray, wire, handles, and a baby's foot. And I think under there is also ribbon. Yeah. Okay. So she's written a list of materials that she needs to make her hat. So that's what you're going to do on your piece of paper. You're going to write the name of your hat and what it's used for and a list of materials. So there's those three things. Then you're going to design your hat. You're going to draw a picture. Okay. So you can see this is the beginning picture of her hat. It didn't quite turn out like that because it doesn't always turn out like your design. So then you're going to draw a picture with just a lead pencil of what your design is. And then you're going to label it. So you can see here, she said that's going to be parts of the fan. Then she's also said, oh, I'm going to need some wires. All right. So you're going to put your materials and label your picture. All right, so that's your task today. So let's keep having a look because I've got some ideas to give you of different hats you could design. So this one here, have a look. I'm going to move me up here so you can't see. So look at that hat there. And there's a plunger on the back and it's called the sleepy hat. And what its purpose is to keep your head up when you're having a day nap. Then this one here, I'll move myself over again. Look at that one. It's got all products in the hat. This is called the Good Hair Day hat. And it's to keep all your hair products when you're out and about. Look at that one there. Oh dear. That's Fresh Nose hat. And it's to always have a tissue to blow your nose. Okay? So that's the hat and the purpose for it. The name of the hat and the purpose. Let's have a look at some more. This one here is called Hot Head, and it's to keep you nice and cool all day long. This one, oh, look at that one. Isn't it cute? This one's called Dry Eyes, and it's to keep water from your eyes when you wash your hair. And this one is called Never Dry, and it's to always have a drink ready when you're thirsty. And you can see he's pouring some water into his mug. All right, so you've got to have the name of the hat and what its purpose is, what you're using it for. So you're pretending this is your piece of paper. All right, you're going to have a think. So you've got to remember an architect designs and they think. So you've got to think about what you are going to design. Then you're going to write the title and the purpose of the hat at the top there. the title and the purpose. Then you're going to write a list of materials on one side of your paper. Okay, so the title, the purpose, a list of materials. Then you're going to draw it. And lastly, you're going to label it. Okay, so that's your task today. It's quite a big task, but it's quite fun, okay, because it's a fun task because we're designing it today. And then tomorrow we're going to make it. So we're going to design it today and make it tomorrow. There is a challenge. If you want a bit of a challenge, stay here. Otherwise, off you pop. So if you want a bit of a challenge, you do just like everybody else, just like this here. But when you're labeling it, so this bit here, so when you say wires, can you write what they're for? So the wires are to connect the fan to the hat. Or you could say the ribbon is to tie it to my head. Okay, so can you write the reason why, when you're labeling, can you write why or what each part does? Okay, what's the purpose of each part? So what's the purpose of the hat, but also what's the purpose of each part of the hat? So that's your challenge. Have a go, enjoy yourself, and tomorrow we will be making them. Bye, guys.